Harry, you've been playing this Tron Identity game. They were nice enough to send us out a code to play it, and give your thoughts on it, our thoughts on it. So I'll give you the floor here. And firstly, what is Tron? I guess I'll start you off with a question here. What is Tron Identity about? Like, where does it? Obviously, it takes place in Tron on the grid, but when does it take place? I guess I'm kind of curious as to.
Well, it takes place after Tron Legacy. It's from Bithell Games, which they're known for visual novel adventure games, and this is basically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It has the look of Tron, but it is like a visual novel where it's a lot of dialogue that you read, and then you make choices. It's basically like a cyberpunk noir detective game. You play the role of Query. It's a program that's tasked with investigating a mysterious explosion, and this explosion takes place at the repository, which is this towering fortification place that where highly classified information is stored in this section of the grid.
Gotcha.
You are a member of the Disciples of Tron, which is an order of programs who work independently from the system in pursuit of the truth. Your job is to observe and investigate, but as the adventure goes on, you have to make some hard choices, and much like with any visual novel like this, the choices you make affect the game. They affect which direction the game goes, and ultimately the ending of the game. So it's one of the things. It's a very compelling story. At least the version I played through. I made some hard choices. Some character may have been derezzed during this. The other element of the game are puzzles where you have to defrag an identity disk.
Is that what this picture right here is? Looks like a puzzle or something.
Yeah. You can skip over this if you just want to stick with the story.
Yeah.
But because I at times found them a little bit repetitive and boring.
Yeah.
They do get progressively harder as the game goes on.
Yeah.
So if you like puzzles, and there's actually a mode I believe where you can just endlessly do puzzles, the defrag puzzle game, but you can also go into the main menu and once you get into the puzzle section and skip it if you just want to stick with the story. Really well done, really interesting, really cool to have a new story in the Tron universe. And like I said, it's one you can play through most like these games you can play through multiple times. You just make different choices, and that determines the direction the game goes. And it was interesting to play a game like this because I haven't played a game like this in a while. Where there's no dialogue, audio dialogue. It's all on screen, and they did a really
captions.
Yeah, they did a really good job with the graphics of just making you feel like you're in the Tron world, and the music too that they use in the game feels very Tron.
Yeah, they mentioned the soundtrack here, which is by Dan Lasac. Contains 12 tracks from the game. I'll have to give it a listen because anything Tron music wise, I mean, it's probably not going to be no Daft Punk, but I'll have to.
No, we've been sort of lucky because we've gotten this soundtrack, and then Disney released the soundtrack to the attraction. There's the on ride, and then the do we call it a dome? What the hell? The canopy.
The music you hear under the canopy.
Soundtrack. So the music definitely sets the mood in this game, and the music will change depending on certain things that happen in the game. So it's just I really enjoyed the story. There's a lot of different characters. It's about exploring the world, and like I said, the choices you make determine the direction of the story and the ending, and I really enjoyed it. I think for what it is, it's definitely a nice little. If you like this type of like basically, visual novel,
Yeah.
and you like a mystery, I think you'll enjoy the game. And I'm not just saying that because we got this for free. But no, I really enjoyed it. And like I said, if this is successful, from what I think, they've said there may be more.
Yeah.
They may be more games.
And there's no multiplayer component to this game. It's strictly single player.
It's strictly single player, and it's something you can easily play. I think the one thing is something you can easily pick up and play anywhere.
Yeah.
You can either really pay attention and immerse yourself in the story, or you can be watching something else or doing something else. And
Tommy says, is it only for Switch? Up here it says Steam and I'm on the website right here, and it says Steam and Switch.
Yeah.
So it looks like you can get it on PC.
Yeah, basically right now PC and Nintendo Switch, which if you know the Switch, a lot of games like this are on.
It's $14.99 on Steam.
Yeah, I think that's a fair price for this type of game. And this company is known for doing these types of games, and have gotten pretty good reviews in the past for a lot of their other games.
It's also $15 for the Switch. So,
and if you want to learn a little bit more about the game, you can go to our YouTube channel. We interviewed two of the people who were part of the creation of the game.
Cool.
Which is like I said, it was a neat little. It's a neat little thing. Like I said, we normally don't get to do game reviews, but we really enjoyed it, and I think if you're a fan of Tron,
definitely worth checking out.
It's definitely worth checking out, and it adds a little bit more to the universe because we have Tron, we have Tron Legacy, we have Tron Uprising, and that's about it.
That it's funny. Ever since Connor rode Light Cycle Run, he has been watching Tron Legacy over and over and over and over and over. It's a thing with these kids. They go on a ride and they come home and they watch whatever movie, TV show it's tied to. And ever since he rode Light Cycle Run, he's on this kick of watching Tron Legacy. And I told him about Tron Uprising. I was like, there's a cartoon called Tron Uprising. And I was like, you should check it out. It's unfortunately, there's only one season. It got canceled after one season, but I heard it. I haven't watched it myself, which I feel ashamed for because I consider myself a Tron nerd.
I really liked it. I watched it back when it came out.
And it has Elijah Wood voices the main character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bruce Boxleitner is in it as Tron.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
So I told him.
I think once again, I think one of the reasons its ratings were okay, but and I believe it was also very expensive to do that.
Yeah, animation
of computer animation at the time.
Yeah, makes sense. No, I've been hoping that Tron. I've been hoping with Tron Light Cycle Run opening, it kind of reinvigorates Tron, and they, stuff like this. They the Tron Identity, they start to, I hope it reinvigorates Tron and they do some other things with the franchise because there's so much you can do with it, as far as games and just, Tron is a cool world to explore, and I really hope that with Light Cycle Run opening, it kind of reinvigorates the franchise and we see some more, Yes, we got apparently the new sequel, the new movie coming out with Jared Leto, which, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Tommy just said a Tron Light Cycle, a Tron Legacy movie sequel is much needed.
A real Tron Legacy movie sequel.
Yeah, I would love to see what's his name back and from Legacy, and
Garrett Hedlund and
Garrett. I should know his name because we just met him at MegaCon a couple weeks ago.
I'm going blank on her name because that's what just bugged me.
Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde. Yeah, as Cora.
We've discussed on here before, just like the fact that you you had a program come to the human world. And
Yeah.
like, just the ramifications of that happening. I mean, just it sucks that we're never going to see
What happens?
what happened.
Yeah. No, Legacy was, say what you want about the movie, whether you loved it, whether you hated it, but it was left open for a really good sequel, and unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to see.
Because you also had Cillian Murphy as what's his face's son or grandson. As part of the company. That was another thread that was left sort of hanging.
Yep.
Of the future there. So
Yep.
it sucks we're never going to get a proper sequel, and God knows what the heck whatever thing that's coming is going to be.
Yeah, we'll see.
If it even actually happens.
Yeah, the last I heard was that the Jared Leto Tron movie was still moving forward. So we'll see. And I'll see it. I'm not a hater. I'm not the biggest Jared Leto fan of his newer stuff. I liked Jared Leto back in the day. He did some good stuff back in the day, but recently everything he's done, I feel
like the last thing I liked that he did was, and he wasn't the star, was like Blade Runner 20, the Blade Runner sequel.
Yeah, I told people
but he was perfect for that character in that movie. So it's like
it's biodigital jazz, man.
Yeah. So you're right. It's like it's been a while since I've seen him do anything that I actually liked.
Yeah, I literally had somebody. Everybody was like, I forgot what the conversation was on Twitter, but somebody was like, "Oh, what was the last Jared Leto thing you liked?" And I was like, "I think it was Blade Runner."
Yeah.
Like seriously, I don't.
And he was not one of the main characters.
Yeah, he wasn't even the main character in it, But that was probably one of the last things I really enjoyed that had him in it in any sort of fashion. So, anyway.